book. It is related to ChatGPT. Like it or not, AI is here to stay. And while there are arguments for using it or against using it, I definitely think it's got its place. I think it's really good to use it as an appropriate tool for your business. But when it comes to messaging and copy and other things like that, we have to make it sound authentic, because people will pick up that it's not the real you speaking and that it is ChatGPT that you're using. But for the purposes of this course, I'm utilising it for time and productivity. And this is about maximising your business growth for abundance. So getting really focused and productive for our ADHD brains, so that we can reduce the time it takes us to do things, become more focused, get money-making activities done, and get a little bit more freedom, or much more freedom in our business, which is what you came into this, which is what you started your business for. So what I would recommend you do is you download the workbook. You go into the link that I have in the course, download it, and all the prompts are there, so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about when I show you a few of the prompts and how to use them in ChatGPT. I would recommend that you also save it onto your computer so you can copy and paste them straight into ChatGPT as well. And you'll also need access to Google Documents or some other kind of Microsoft Word, somewhere that you can post answers to questions before you put the information into ChatGPT, because some of it is individual to you and your business, and you can only answer what you do in your business, which is really going to give you a better outcome for the information that you get from ChatGPT in terms of what it recommends for time and productivity. I am aware that some of what ChatGPT will tell you is maybe things that I have got in my course already, but might be written a different way. So bear that in mind as well. If we go into ChatGPT, now again, if you have your workbook open, and on the second page it's about identifying productivity bottlenecks. So on a separate, I've asked you to answer these questions on a separate piece of paper. So I am going to paste in the first question. So the first one is, first answer these, describe your typical workday or week and list the tasks you work on regularly. So what I've done is I've copied and pasted my answers in here. Some of it's just made up for the purposes of this exercise. So I've had a Google document, I've gone in and I have copied and pasted them into ChatGPT. So when that's pasted in, I am now going to, I've copied and pasted the question from page 2, which is, I feel like I'm wasting time in my business but can't pinpoint where. Based on the information I've just given you, can you help me identify my biggest productivity challenges and suggest improvements? All you need to do is copy and paste that information from page 2 of the document. So I'm going to paste it in here, and you see that I've pasted it into the bottom. I'm going to click on the arrow and I'm going to see what information ChatGPT gives me back. So here are the responses. ChatGPT is really summarising what I've already said about the key productivity challenges that I have given them about my business. And then it suggests improvements, so it gives me suggestions about reducing admin disruptions, setting admin hours, 1 to 2 hours per day, maximum 30 minutes, automating delegate. You know, if you could I'll just go down slowly and you can read everything that ChatGPT has given me back. If you need to pause the video, do that so that you can read it, if this is too fast, and you can read that, and then it'll say next steps. So on page 3, the next one is about analysing time usage with a time audit. So the question is, I'm not sure how I'm spending my time during the day. Can you guide me through a time audit and help me identify time wasting activities? Ask me any questions you need to so you can give me the best answer. So I'm going to copy and paste this into ChatGPT, ask it to give me that information. So it's coming up with identifying my current use of time. What's my morning routine like? What time do I usually start working day? Typically doing the first few hours. It's giving me information about admin and tech issues, content and course creation, client working and coaching, marketing and engagement, breaks and distractions, evening work sessions. So step 2 is spot the time wasters. Once we go through this, I can help you spot patterns and suggest to maximise your time and energy. ChatGPT is basically asking me to answer all these questions, which I'm going to do. I'll come back to, I'll copy and paste my answers. I'll just put this in pause and I'll come back and put my answers in. Here are some examples that I have just, some of them apply to me, some of them don't, some of them have applied in the past to me. So I've just put some examples in here, and ChatGPT will now hopefully give me some suggestions as to what I can do to improve my time. ChatGPT has given me this feedback about patterns identified, so I've given them about my distractions, no dedicated time for admin, scattered content creation, overwhelming coaching sessions, etc, etc. And ChatGPT, as you can see, is giving me some feedback. There's some really, really good information here about what I can do in terms of personalising my experience in my business and what can work better for me based on the information I've just given to ChatGPT. Again, this is specific to me. You would have to put in what is relevant to you, and if there's anything more to that, you can again ask it specific questions. You could possibly take, like if we copied and pasted the night work and wind down time and just paste that in here, I can say to ChatGPT, can you give me a more detailed summary of how I can improve my productivity based on this information. And then just click on there to ChatGPT to answer that. More specific, I could do things like, what I've done is ChatGPT, obviously, as I've said before, has given me suggested changes to my productivity and my routine to optimise my day, and personally and professionally. So I have taken the one on the nighttime wind down. It gives me some suggestions there. If I want to get a little bit more specific and get some more ideas, I'm just going to add a little bit to this. So I've copied and pasted what ChatGPT have said. Can you give me some more specific suggestions about what you previously gave me in this information about night work and wind down. I might want to know, right, what other things can I do there? I can maybe take each bit that it's suggested in the next steps and do the same thing. So obviously this bit says set a hard stop time at, for example, 9 p.m. and engage in a wind down routine, light reading, meditation. This ensures you get the rest you need. Brain dump, spend 10 minutes getting ideas down. So I'm just going to ask ChatGPT to give me those suggestions. So now it's told me or suggested some other things, so what I can maybe do between 7 o'clock and 8:30 about focused deep work, because I've already said that I feel that my most productive time is at night time between these times. Then it's given me suggestions about spending 5 to 10 minutes reviewing my work, or jot down next steps, and brain dumping and transition to wind down. And we have all these different steps here ChatGPT's given us, and you can even take step 4 or step 3 and ask it to be a little bit more specific for these stages. If these are things that you may want to say, right, I'm going to take this, I'm going to try and implement it, but I'm going to go back if that's not working, and get ChatGPT to give me other suggestions if that's not working for you, or make improvements. If it's working a little bit, can I make some improvements here? So you could just copy and paste it, ask ChatGPT to get a lot more specific, and that might be about feeding it more information. It might be, these haven't worked really well for me, I found this worked but that didn't work, can you give me other suggestions? So that's how you can do that. It's about what you feed ChatGPT in terms of information that's specific to you. On page 4 of the workbook, which if you open it up to that page, this is about eliminating distractions. So the example that I have, I'm just going to copy and paste into ChatGPT. It says, I'm just going to add that in, I get distracted easily while working, especially by, so this is a bit that you have to fill in specific distractions. Some examples of that are social media, emails, etc. How can I eliminate these distractions and stay focused? Where those brackets are, you would complete the kind of things that really get you distracted. And again, this is about putting as much detail in here as possible. This is a prompt I've given you, but how can you get more specific about how you get distracted? Is there anything that you procrastinate on? If we talk about social media, that's a dopamine fix. So you get dopamine fixes from looking at social media. So it becomes a habit. Your brain subconsciously reaches for the phone because it wants another dopamine hit, especially when you're doing a boring task. When you're doing something that you're not enjoying, you'll try to find ways to get a dopamine hit again, because that's how our ADHD brains work. So this is about the physiology, the neuroscience, everything that I'm talking about. I'm threading all these different things. It's about our bodies keeping us safe. Your body innately wants to keep you safe, so it will look for a dopamine hit. It'll look for things to make you avoid the task in hand that you really don't want to do. So for ADHD, it's things that are boring, but it also might be things that you have fears about, something that that's happened in your past or a past life. So you will procrastinate and you will avoid doing these particular things. That's the kind of way it works. It may be that you sent emails out before and you've not got much response to it, and so you avoid doing it because you think, well, if I send that out again, I fear sending it out because I'm not going to get any responses, I'm not going to get a high open rate, etc. So there's lots of things that go on in the subconscious mind, within the body, and with our previous experiences. So I'm just going to ask ChatGPT this question and let's see what we get back. So it says distractions like social media, emails and random tasks can steal hours of your day without realising it. Here's how you can eliminate them and stay focused. Using a timer, the Pomodoro technique, which I obviously include in this course. Plan one main focus per session, i.e. create content for 45 minutes or work specifically on admin or business stuff. And then eliminating distractions, optimising your work environment, keep yourself accountable, which is a massive one. When you have accountability for that you're going to do what you say you're going to do, and you make yourself accountable to someone else or a group of people, you've got to do it. You can't be accountable to yourself because there's all sorts of excuses that you're making. We constantly, the 60 to 80,000 thoughts that we have going through our head every day means that we're also giving ourselves that self-talk. We're talking ourselves out of doing certain things. So when you're accountable and you have a coach or a mentor, they will get you to see what specific tasks really need done, and they will get you to think about why you need to do those tasks, why they're important, and make you accountable, i.e. what is it you're going to do for next week when we meet again, and you have got to make sure that you do that task. And that might be your coach or your mentor checking in with you during the week. It might be saying, right, at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, midweek, I'll check in with you to see how you're getting on, how you're progressing, see if you need any help. When I come back to see you on the Friday, then we can talk about that deeper. How did that go for you? Did it work? Do you need to do something different? Were you distracted at certain places? Because I'm specifically an ADHD coach. It may be that you want to take some specific information that ChatGPT has given you and get more, double down on it, if you like. So get more specific on what the kind of things that you can do that will work for you. And that's about like having intentional breaks, going for a walk, drinking water, and then body doubling is also a great technique. Body doubling is really useful. It means that you have an accountability partner. You might have a group of people, so you might say, right, on this time and this date, we're going to spend an hour focusing on this one thing. When you do that, it's highly effective. It really works quite well because it's like you've got other people there, they're all quiet, but you've got that hour or 2 hours to focus on the particular thing. There is something psychological about it. Other people being there means that you get your head down, you get on with it, and it really is quite powerful and effective. So that's another really good strategy. So that's page 4. ChatGPT will give you more information and more specific to you depending, again, on what information you give it. So I have given it very brief information there. That's just 3 lines. But these are just prompts for you to guide you. You have to add in what is specific to you, what you struggle with, so that you get the information back from ChatGPT and that it's effective. Examples of how ChatGPT works and how it can work in your favour in terms of getting more productive in your business. Break down overwhelming tasks is on page 5. Page 6 is prioritising high impact activities. Page 7 is overcoming decision paralysis. Page 8 is combating perfectionism. Page 9 is building accountability systems. Page 10 is overcoming mental blocks around specific tasks. Page 11 is delegating and outsourcing tasks. So the prompts are quite clear. I've got them broken down well. They should be quite easy for you to understand. The prompts are only as good as... The prompts are a guide for you. You can use them as they are. And when you get information back, it might give you an idea of anything else that's specific to you, as I've said before, that you can add in to keep on getting tighter and tighter with the information that you get back from ChatGPT. So it may be that you take the prompt, you add in what's specific to you, and then you get the information back that way. Or you give it the information that I've suggested here, you get the information back, then you take bits of it, add it back into ChatGPT and ask it specific questions.